The minister's life was hanging by a thread, yet the mystic, Fokker, wasn't even listening. Finally, after much pleading and persuasion, the mystic raised his head and said, "Yes, speak. What is it you want?" The minister folded his hands and began to explain. "A month ago, our king suddenly posed a question in the court. For a successful character, what matters more, training or environment?" One of my fellow ministers quickly responded, "Your Majesty, training." While I, in haste, said, "Your Highness, environment holds superiority over training." The king looked at us with disdain and declared, "Both of you must prove your answers practically." We were given a month to prove our stance. I was nearly driven mad thinking about it but could come up with nothing. Then, 24 days later, my fellow minister requested permission in court to prove his point practically, signing, in a way, my death warrant. With the king's permission, he stood in court and clapped his hands. At the sound of the clap, a scene unfolded that made everyone, including the king, hold their breath. From one side of the court, 10 cats entered, each carrying a plate in its mouth with a lit candle on it. They walked in a straight line, gracefully crossing the court and exiting from the other side. Not a single plate fell, nor did a candle extinguish. The court erupted in praise and applause. My counterpart looked toward the king and said, "Your Majesty, this is the power of training. Even animals can be conditioned to such discipline." The king then turned to look at me. I could see my death coming closer. I left the court in despair. Just then, someone mentioned your name, saying only you could help me with my problem. After 2 days of travel, I've finally reached you. Only 4 days remain until the deadline. The mystic lowered his head and quietly said, "Go back and tell the king that on the 30th day, you shall prove the importance of environment in a full court." "But I could never do that," the minister replied helplessly.